The Bold and the Beautiful. Full storyline breakdown for Wednesday, September 10th, 2025. Liam's mission. Hope's conflict, Daphne's return, and secrets that won't stay buried this September 10th, 2025. Episode of The Bold and the Beautiful brings emotional detonations, deep-rooted secrets, and complicated romantic triangles to the surface. It's a turning point for Liam Spencer as he doubles down on his mission to win Hope Logan back. A test for Carter Walton's patience and heart, a pivotal return for Daphne Rose, and a quiet storm brewing with Sheila Carter Sharp. The chessboard is full, and every piece is moving toward collision. Drama isn't coming, it's already here. Liam Spencer has made up his mind. He wants Hope Logan back, and this time, he's not going to sit on the sidelines. The memory of nearly losing everything has reignited his drive. And now he's laser-focused on reuniting with the family he once believed was gone for good. There's guilt in his heart, guilt that he let Hope slip away, that he pushed her into Carter's arms while he spiraled with grief and fear. When he told her he was dying, he thought it was the end. But it wasn't. And now that he's alive and well, he's not going to watch her walk down the aisle with another man without a fight. Liam knows he has limited time. And that Carter is no fool. But the tension between Carter and Hope is growing more visible by the day. Liam's recent move helping with Spencer trace a burner phone used by Luna Nozawa has bought him time and leverage. But it's also brought Hope back into his thoughts even more. Every decision seems to circle back to her. And it's not just about romance anymore. It's about Beth. About the family they were building before everything fell apart. Liam remembers how, once upon a time, he used his daughter to bridge the gap between himself and Hope. It was manipulative, but it worked. And now the idea of doing it again haunts his mind. Would he go that far again? Would he let Beth be part of his plan to win Hope back? If it meant restoring their family, would he cross that line one more time? Meanwhile, Hope Logan is caught in emotional limbo. She hasn't admitted it out loud, but her heart is divided. Carter Walton is everything she should want: stable, loyal, emotionally available. But Liam is something else entirely: history, passion, father of her child, and the man who still makes her feel something she can't shake. Hope hasn't told Carter she's wavering. But Carter's no stranger to subtle shifts in energy. He saw the hesitation in her eyes when he suggested they get married immediately. He felt the distance when she chose to leave with Liam and Beth instead of staying with him at the office. Every signal Hope sends tells Carter something is off. She hasn't broken things off, not yet, but Carter knows what's happening. He just doesn't want to admit it. Enter Daphne Rose. Her return isn't random. It's calculated and well-timed. Daphne is more than a supportive friend. She's a force of calm logic and, sometimes, brutal truth. She knows Carter better than anyone, and she's never trusted Hope Logan fully. Daphne has long held to the belief that Liam and Hope was destiny, and that anyone trying to interfere was asking for heartbreak. She doesn't come to gloat. She comes to help Carter heal, whether that means salvaging his relationship or walking away with dignity before it implodes. Daphne reminds Carter of her past warning. Hope's heart is still tethered to Liam, and deep down, she's never fully let go. Daphne's voice cuts through the fog, and while Carter may want to believe in Hope, her recent behavior makes that belief harder to hold. Even as this emotional triangle escalates, another threat simmers elsewhere, one with potentially explosive consequences. Sheila Carter Sharp is watching and waiting. Lately, the attention has been on Luna Nozawa, whose bizarre return from the dead and complicated entanglement with Will Spencer have left more questions than answers. Lee Finnegan tried to play the rational aunt, gently nudging Luna toward redemption, but her influence only goes so far. Sheila, however, knows when something smells off, and Luna's entire comeback reeks of secrets. Sheila isn't the type to sit by quietly. She knows things. She hears whispers. And she's been paying attention to what Luna has not said. Sheila decides it's time to confront Lee. Not with threats, but with truth. She tells Lee what she's learned about Luna's behavior, about the inconsistencies, about Will's silent panic. Something happened the night Luna reappeared. Something that no one is talking about. And then there's Will. Haunted and furious, Will Spencer can't erase the memory of that night. He believed Luna was dead. That night, when she showed up pretending to be Electra Forrester, it wasn't just a drunken mistake. It was a violation. He was manipulated, misled, maybe even drugged. And now he's trapped in silence, because how can he explain what happened without revealing that he slept with a woman he thought was dead? That he was intimate with someone wearing a false identity? That he was used? He can't tell Liam. He can't tell Katie Logan. And he definitely can't tell Electra, the real one, what happened. Will is spiraling, and Luna knows it. She can feel the walls closing in, and as the tension between them grows, one of them is bound to crack. Luna claims she was trying to escape her past, trying to find redemption, but her silence may cost her everything. Back in the romantic battlefield, Liam is putting his plan into motion. He isn't pressuring Hope, not overtly. He's showing up, being present, creating moments. He's building bridges with Beth, making sure that every interaction reminds Hope of what they once had. He's not above using nostalgia, shared memories, or even the idea of doing what's best for Beth as a wedge between her and Carter. Hope doesn't push him away. She lets it happen. And that's all the encouragement Liam needs. Carter, though, isn't blind. He begins to confront the reality that Hope's heart may already be slipping away. Daphne offers her support, but she also suggests that maybe Carter deserves someone who chooses him fully, freely, and without baggage. Her words sting, but Carter is starting to see the truth. He may be fighting for something that was never really his. Liam's game is getting riskier. Hope is breaking under the weight of indecision. Carter is running out of patience. Will is barely holding himself together. Sheila is ready to detonate what she knows. And Luna might be hiding something even bigger than anyone suspects. This is the bold and the beautiful. No secret stays buried. No love is ever safe. And no plan goes unpunished. What happens next could tear families apart, expose lies no one saw coming, and force everyone to choose a side. The countdown has begun. And there's no turning back. The bold and the beautiful full-length episode recap and storyline breakdown. Naples turns deadly, Brooke disappears, and Ridge faces the ghosts of the past. What begins as a glamorous European business trip quickly descends into chaos, scandal, and a mystery that could tear the Forrester family and its legacy apart. In the Wednesday, September 10, 2025 episode of The Bold and the Beautiful, the glittering coast of Naples becomes the setting not just for high fashion and romantic declarations, but for betrayal, disappearance, and the reawakening of a past that refuses to stay buried. Ridge Forrester's plan to relaunch the Brooks bedroom collection with a new bridal line turns into a PR disaster. And what should have been a celebration of unity becomes a ticking time bomb of suspicion, sabotage, and secrets. The Forrester Creations team arrives in Naples for what is officially branded as a promotional tour to showcase the company's new bridal wear expansion headland, Naturally, by Brooke Logan as both creative inspiration and brand ambassador. But for Ridge, it's more than just business. With the Mediterranean sun casting golden light over the deck of their luxury yacht, Ridge uses the spotlight of the press event to do the unthinkable. He proposes to Brooke publicly. Again. With journalists snapping photos and Forrester staffers cheering, Ridge slips a dazzling engagement ring onto Brooke's finger, announcing to the world that after decades of passion, turmoil, and rivalry, this time it's forever. Brooke, radiant in a silk sheath gown from the new line, accepts with the kind of glowing smile that has defined her image in the fashion world for over 2 decades. It's the photo op of the century. Ridge and Brooke together again, rebranding love itself. But not everyone on board is smiling. Taylor Hayes watches the engagement unfold from the upper deck, her expression unreadable. She isn't here to fight. Not anymore. That part of her story, she tells herself, is over. but she's also not willing to leave without saying what needs to be said. In private, with dignity. Just one final conversation. One last chance to look Ridge in the eye and ask him if he's sure. Not for her sake but for his. Ridge promises to speak with her later. Brooke, sensing the emotional weight, assures Taylor there are no hard feelings. Taylor swallows a hard, graceful smile and disappears below deck. But what no one expects is what happens next. Moments after the celebratory champagne is poured, chaos breaks out. Brooke Logan is gone. Not absent. Not in her cabin. Gone. At first, no one panics. It's assumed she's stepped away, perhaps to compose herself after the emotional moment. But 10 minutes turn to 20. 20 becomes 30. Ridge starts calling her name. The crew begins a search. The party fizzles as whispers ripple through the yacht. And then something even more disturbing surfaces. On the lower deck, near the stern, a swath of white fabric flutters from a railing. It's unmistakable delicate ribbon from the iconic Brooke's bedroom bridal gown, hand-stitched in Los Angeles and worn just hours earlier for the photo shoot. It's torn, snagged, and stained with something dark, something red. Wine, perhaps. But it's enough to trigger alarm. Security is alerted. The ship's captain halts the yacht. Local authorities are contacted. Ridge, pale and shaking, orders a full sweep of the vessel. Brooke Logan, the face of Forrester, the woman he just re-proposed to, has vanished without a trace. And then the next clue arrives. Tucked beneath a deck cushion, found by accident by one of the stylists, is an unopened bottle of Winter Vintage 2005. The label is dusty, the cork untouched, but the signature on the label makes Ridge's blood run cold. It's from Nick Marone's personal reserve, a private wine collection Ridge hadn't thought about in over a decade. Suddenly, the past floods in like a wave. Nick, the sailor, the rival, the man who once seduced Brooke and nearly built a life with her. The man Ridge never truly trusted. Could he be here? Could this be one of his games? Did he lure Brooke away with some old, unfinished business? Or worse, has someone used Nick's name to send Ridge a message? Questions outnumber answers. Taylor reemerges to find the search already in motion. Ridge, frantic, demands to know if she saw anything. Taylor says no, but her eyes flash with something unreadable. Was it a warning? A farewell? She reminds Ridge that Brooke has disappeared before. That sometimes Brooke runs. That this could be another impulsive act. But Ridge isn't buying it. Not this time. Not after the ring. Not after the kiss. Not after the way she looked at him. The Italian authorities arrive and begin questioning everyone aboard. Liam, who had flown in for the final leg of the press tour to support Hope, steps up, demanding to know why the yacht wasn't secured. Hope is speechless, visibly shaken. Carter tries to take control of logistics, contacting Forrester's legal team and PR division to prepare for the inevitable media storm. Eric, who stayed behind in LA, is informed via phone and immediately goes silent. But the most disturbing reactions come from the people who say the least. Thomas Forrester, standing at the edge of the deck, staring into the dark water. Silent, cold, calculating. No one can quite read his face. Not even Steffi, who confronts him quietly and asks the question no one dares say out loud. Do you know something? Thomas doesn't answer. The media begins to spin. Brooke Logan vanishes at sea after public proposal. Forrester fashion launch turns tragic. Mystery bottle links disappearance to Brooke's ex-lover. Back in LA. Reporters camp outside the Forrester compound. Katie, Donna, and Hope prepare for the worst, clinging to the hope that Brooke is alive and simply hiding, disoriented, overwhelmed, confused. But with every passing hour, that hope fades. Speculation runs rampant. Was this a kidnapping? A staged disappearance? An accident? Or something far darker? The wine bottle with Nick's signature throws everything into doubt. Some whisper that Brooke, unable to commit fully to Ridge again, ran to Nick for closure. Others believe someone from Ridge's long list of enemies, perhaps a rival designer, or even someone inside Forrester sabotaged the engagement by targeting its star. Then there's the theory no one wants to say out loud, that someone pushed her. As the sun rises over Naples, Ridge stands alone on the deck, staring at the empty horizon. The engagement ring he gave Brooke now rests on the deck chair where she last sat. He picks it up. His hand shakes. His world, once again, has collapsed. But he's not just broken. He's angry. Ridge vows out loud to find out what happened. Whether it was Nick, Taylor, someone from Brooke's past, or someone inside his own house will uncover the truth. And when he does, there will be no forgiveness. Back in LA, Eric begins assembling a crisis team. The new strategic rollout for the bridal line is suspended. Investors demand answers. The stock price begins to shift. And in a quiet moment, Taylor receives a message anonymous, encrypted. A single line, "It wasn't supposed to go this far." She deletes it. Says nothing. But something in her expression suggests she knows exactly who sent it. The game is on. Brooke is missing. Ridge is unraveling. The wine is real. The ribbon is real. The blood whatever it was real. And the truth is coming, whether the Forresters are ready for it or not. Because this wasn't just a disappearance. It was a message. And someone is waiting to make their next move.